Glory to Jesus Christ. Hello, children. I'm Father Marek, and I welcome you to the 6th episode of Iconography for Children. So, at the last episode, we were talking about the length of the head and all that related to the whole body on icon, and the whole body related to the length of the nose and all that. So, if you would like to know more about that, go to episode 5. But today, in episode 6, we're going to talk about something very unique that it's called inverse or reverse perspective. It's a little phenomenon in iconography, and I'm always fascinated by seeing, like, for example, buildings in a lot of different angles. Like here on the icon of the Doubting Thomas, you have a building that you see the front of the building, but then notice like these little details, like the window, you see inside of the window from both angles, which doesn't make any sense. We're on this side. See? So what I'm talking about is this 2D picture compared to 3D picture. See that? Like in a 3D picture, you have a house, you see the front of the house, the roof, and then the side of the house, some trees behind. So objects that they're up front appear to be larger, and the objects that they're in the back appear to be smaller. That's the 3D effect, right? But then we have this 2D picture where you have a house or a building, and all of a sudden we see the front of the house, and then the top of the house, or a ceiling, and the side of the house, either wall, right, or inside the window, and it's all very flat. Well, why is it that way? Well, I'll try to explain why do we do that in iconography, okay? The other thing is that, like in an icon of nativity, for example, you have the figure that is in the center larger in comparison to the figures that they're around the scene. See, the Most Holy Theotokos in the icon of nativity, she played a very important role. So she's depicted a lot larger than the other figures on the icon. That gives us a little hint what we're going to talk about today. That reverse or inverse perspective is very important in iconography. And I'll explain why now. I brought this little cone, or you want to call it a traffic cone. If you play at home on your little car, or you can ask your parents, you know, when they go on a parking lot trying to get their driver's license or whatever, or your brothers and sister maneuvering around the parking lot, so they're using these cones. Here is what I'm going to explain, this reverse perspective, right? As you look at the cone, right, you look at it from this angle, and you see deep inside the cone. See? This is, for us, it's the bottom of the cone, but if I'm looking at the cone, it's kind of like the vanishing point is deep in there. Okay? Now, the reverse perspective is basically that we turn this cone around. Right? And all of a sudden, it's different because this, what used to be that vanishing point for me, this little thing here, it's actually closer to me now. See, that's the whole trick. That's why icons, they look like they're done in the very goofy angles, and they're more like flat instead of 3D pictures, for one reason, a very important reason. See, in the 3D picture, when we look at it, the vanishing point is deep inside the picture. And us, we are the viewers. Where in iconography, it's the reverse. So what it is that vanishing point is deep inside in our hearts. And you know who is the viewer? It's God Himself. That's why I always refer to icons at its not something, but it's someone. Glory to Jesus Christ.